Takeover film.
Alright, you can't be done.
Cuttin up the podcast.
What's up? My name is Ola, and this is Darian, and this is our podcast, Cuttin Up. And today we got a subject, and I'm feeling pretty smart today because I have my glasses on.
You look smart.
And I heard this new word. It's called hypergamy. But before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Moneybag Lou at Takeover Films. Hey!
Word, my guy.
This is sponsored by Moneybag Lou from Takeover Films STL. The IG is at Takeover Films STL. All right. If you need podcasts, videography, photography, or audio engineering, he's got a special going on right now. So holla at him if you need those things done. Today we have with us Courtney.
Yay!
We got a new female guest. Her IG name is Alpha QGOOD. And then we got Moneybag Lou in the background again. Yay! Couldn't have it done without Moneybag Lou. His business page, again, is at Takeover Film STL. And his personal page is Moneybag Lou.
Follow that.
And then across from me, we got D. Hey! Underscore, I'm really him. Hit him up if you guys are looking to get a haircut or anything else.
Absolutely.
All around there. How you feeling today, D?
I'm feeling great, brother. How you feeling?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good.
All right, so we finna go ahead and kick it off. And before we get started, what's the point of this? Is to talk about social subjects in person, bring the issues to light, and then hopefully we can laugh about it later. Hence the name, Cuttin Up. All right, so hypergamy.
Hypergamy.
So before I pass this off to D, I want to give everybody the definition of hypergamy so that we know what's going on. It's not very complicated. And according to Google, it says hypergamy is the action of marrying or forming a sexual relationship with a person of a superior sociological or educational background. Okay, so this can be anything from just marrying somebody because they got money and you might not have money.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is like really heavy in the culture as far as like before women was really deep into stripping, you just had to get you somebody that was making the money.
Stripping was the only way. That's the only way we could make
girls
money.
was only making money by.
We already for the house. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
No, I'm just saying as far as like, you know, like the hip hop culture,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like the guys who was making money, they was selling drugs.
Right.
The women who was making money, they was
Dancing.
They was providing services.
providing services
providing
from
services.
any
Service.
kind of form. So so this isn't nothing new. This is just one example, but another example back in the day, families used to give away their daughters as somebody's wife in order to be connected with them. So you give your daughter to a wealthy family, and in a sense, they kind of pay you to give you like cows and chickens and stuff like that.
Yep.
All right, so I got a couple of questions for hypergamy. And one of the things that I get and that I definitely notice in our community is it seems like 90% of women are shooting for 10% of the men. What do you think about that?
Go a little bit in depth with the 10% of men. Like they're shooting for the 10%. What do you
Okay,
do?
so we know everybody, even though it can be a lot of people getting money, there's a certain group of people.
Okay.
You got the 1%ers, the 2%ers, 5%ers. All right. So we're talking about like there's a lot of people that's making six figures.
Okay.
At least $100,000. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you start going above and beyond that. A lot of women, they want a man to provide everything
Okay.
while they work and they save their money. They want them to pay for trips. And what you got to say about that?
And go finish.
Okay.
I'm gonna let
so
you finish.
do you feel like that it's 90% of women looking for the 10% of men? Or do you think that that's, what do you feel about that? What's your opinion?
I wouldn't personally say 90% of women, but I've heard, and I do know a few people that I've seen over line and just people like in the past and stuff like that actually do get with somebody for that particular purpose, which is money. So I can't speak and say everybody, but
I don't know where that statistic came from. That's why I'm trying to. That statistic
it's not a statistic.
Okay.
It just seems like, and we know that every single person isn't trying to as far as women.
Yeah.
So this is the thing that I heard. So women, they date across. They try to date across and up.
Okay.
There's a reason I said try, because not everybody, you're not going to just upfront and be like how much you make. You know what I'm saying? But you want to just at least look for signs that this guy is managing. And then for guys, we date across and down because we're not really worried about, security and everything like that.
Can I tag in real quick? So okay, so I ain't gonna lie. So I'm kind of gonna go against the grain a little bit because I also do know a couple guys, or a lot more than a couple guys, that actually go across and above as well.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of successful women. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of the guys that's around or in their life probably not making the same what they're making. But I know a lot of dudes sit at the crib.
But are they doing it purposely? Because I'm going to just throw this out there, okay? In the last 10 to 15 years, women have come up.
Yeah,
education-wise, career-wise.
Especially in St. Louis. We actually got nominated as one of the places where it's the most female entrepreneurs.
Exactly. So is that do you think that's on purpose or just by design or by circumstance? Because men are dating across and up. Really, they don't have a choice because a lot of women, especially in this area, have a lot more opportunities than men have displayed.
And there's a reason that I think there's multiple reasons why that is. But what do you think?
Personally, I wouldn't necessarily say it's on purpose.
I think it's by circumstance. I don't mean to cut you off, but go ahead.
No, you gotta go. So I don't really think it's on purpose because I mean, some guys, like when they shoot at women, they're not really shooting at women for like the major background. You know what I'm saying? Some guys just trying to kind of pass through. So now they get stuck there, then I think that's kind of different. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh man, I ain't know she was a doctor, bro, or she's an RN. I think I'm gonna hang around for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say it's on purpose. It's just something that they probably could have just stumbled up on.
Right.
So earlier we was talking about how like the circumstances and everything. I have two questions. One, this is for the guys, which is just you.
Okay, let's run it.
Would you feel intimidated? Because for some reason women think that men are intimidated by women that make more than them. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
And then two, do you feel like men are intimidated? So let me have you go first.
Let's go with the ladies.
Thank you, because I had a lot to say. So, boom, here we go. No, but seriously, I do think some men, not all men, are intimidated by that circumstance. And it's only because it's an ego thing, right? And like to your point, not too long ago, it was the expectation of the man to provide and be the provider of the household. Whereas now we know, like I said, women are being more productive in their own lives where they don't necessarily need a man to provide for them. So when we get to this place of conflict, I'm going to call it that, because we get to a point of conflict, a lot of men get to a point where they are becoming resentful to the woman in the relationship. The only reason I'm saying this is because I've witnessed it several times over. So that's why I feel like men can get an ego trip when it comes to a woman making more money in the household.
What do you think? Do you feel like men are intimidated by women that make more than them?
I can see that. But it's unintentionally, I would say. You know what I'm saying? Because theoretically, like you said, the guy's supposed to provide for the house and the family, the women and stuff like that. But things happen, you know what I'm saying? The guy might get laid off, you know what I mean? Yeah. So as coming from a position to where he's used to doing this and stuff like that, and losing that, and now he has to kind of not really answer to the woman, you know what I'm saying? But he kind of got to like step back and let her do her thing. That kind of can make me feel less of a man just a little bit. But, you know what I'm saying? It's really all on how the communication is.
And to your point, you also brought up how a guy will approach a woman not necessarily knowing her background as far as her career, and then kind of get stuck in that situation. But then I know from personal experience, being able to do things for myself, go on several trips a year, or being able to just kind of go on a whim and do whatever I kind of want to do, a guy coming into that situation can be intimidated by that too. Like, damn, I ain't really got it like that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. And this podcast was based off of a podcast that I recently seen, and they used the word hypergamy. I don't think the show was necessarily about that. It talked about it. Yeah. Like they went over it and everything, but it was a thing on there where a guy said something that was very controversial. He was like, once this woman was saying that she got her degree, she graduated, she got a good job, making over 6 figures. She got her own house, blah, blah, blah. All I need is a man. They laughed at it.
Why is that funny though? Like you see, I'm here stone face. Like what's the?
This is what the
joke?
guy said.
Okay.
The guy was saying, and I don't agree with him 100%. He said, once you accomplish all of these things, he basically said, what do you need a man for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you need a man for? What's the point? You know what I'm saying? What man would want you?
So do you guys get, as males, do you guys get intimidated if a woman isn't like just good and she doesn't necessarily need you, but she wants you around? Like, is that an issue?
Well, I like to feel needed, but I've never thought that I would be intimidated because somebody make more than me. So my answer to the question that I had asked earlier was, it sounds nice having a woman make more than you. You know, it sounds nice. You know, and just depending on the situation, but the reality of it is, let's say you spending all your money and you invested in everything like that. Your money is invested, you know, and your girl make way more than you. And then like bills come, or there's certain things that you want to do, or it's like certain trips that want to be done and stuff like that. It could be, depending on how much money you're making, hard to even as a man try to save with the expectations of I'm finna play this role as a man, I'm provide, I'm paying all these bills and stuff. It'll be hard for you to save, and yet, you know, she most likely make more than you in saving. Like, do you think that's fair?
I think that's a communication thing between you and your partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to save this because this is how much I make. I think that would be a conversation. That's like a circumstantial type of deal. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like as a couple, if y'all going to be a couple, that's something y'all going to have to discuss. So it wouldn't just be like, oh, I'm expecting you to just save X amount and then I'm going to save X amount. Like, if y'all going to cohesively come together, that would be just like something y'all should discuss. Because
then it's like, as a man, you don't want to have to necessarily rely on your woman for anything.
Right.
Which is like, you want to feel like a man. If paying all the bills make you feel like a man, you know what I'm saying? You don't want that to be taken away. It seems like the only choice that you have is to make more money.
I mean,
just got to make more money. You know?
I don't see the problem.
See, if I jump in, okay, so the way I look at it is, I don't really think money should really determine that. You know what I'm saying? And what I say by that is, it's plenty things you can do to feel like a man at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because she may make $5, maybe $10 more, and you know what I'm saying, there's still things around the house that can actually make you feel manly. Because the stuff that I'm going to at home.
You need to take out the trash, you need to fix my car.
You know what I'm saying? Cut grass, you know what I'm saying?
Is fixing the car manly?
Yeah. Like, it's things that, it's at the end of the day, so I see what she's saying, like, you know, she probably need a man, because there's certain things that only a man really got the time or the patience to do that a woman don't have.
And taking it a step further on top of that, I'm going to take it a step further.
Run it.
If you have children in the household that don't necessarily have a figure in the home, like I personally would like a man to be that counterpart in that aspect too. So it's like, yeah, I might make more money than you, but I need you for other things as far as support is concerned.
Yeah,
not financially.
Lifting
fix my car. You know what I'm saying?
Taking out the trash.
Yeah, I need you to take this trash out.
I think that, like I said, like I think it sounds good, but I think most men, if there was like, would you date a woman that was making, let's say, $1 million a year? They'll be like, yeah. You know, but depending on what type of a man it is, he don't want his masculinity tested financially, because the financial thing always seemed like something that was more of a masculine thing.
Yeah.
Because women back in the day, they marry only to be financially.
Went to college even to find a husband a lot of the time, which is crazy. But like, you have to think of the Oprah Stedman situation, right? Like she definitely outbanking him.
Oh yeah.
And for a long time, people would judge him like he just hanging on her, whatever, because like, she got the money. But like, she came out like, he make good money. I don't need him for that. I want him around for the other things, the companionship.
It's like how you gonna out money Oprah? You
can't out money Oprah.
Look, if you feel the day Oprah, you just have to settle that you
are gonna be that.
You're not the breadwinner, bro, and you never will.
You
never will be.
But people were judging him for a long time because of that. So like, I think that's part of like what you were saying. He was man enough to like not even take that to heart, because he still they still together.
True, yeah, but it's like at that point, if you making good money, she making good money. What are y'all? Why would finances?
It wouldn't be an issue.
It wouldn't be an issue, and that's one of the things that one of the guys on the other podcast was talking about. He was like, the goal is whether you get it or I get it is for us to not have to work, so we can spend time with our family. So because of these statistics and so many women doing their thing in the game, do you think successful women should lower their standards when it comes to dating? So instead of so it was a test on Facebook. I don't remember what the name of the test was, but it was a test,
yeah.
You don't remember the name?
No, I don't. But I know what test you're talking about. I'm sure a lot of people know what you're talking about.
Anyway, I'm gonna still explain because somebody don't know what I'm talking about. So it was a test where it had one for men and it had one for women. Mm-hmm. And you would basically put in your ideal partner and it tells you the probability of that ideal partner. Yep. And often it was very, very low. For the women,
super low.
Super low. For the black women,
extra low.
Extra super low. Yeah.
Negative 18%.
Because it's like, okay, let's say you want to date somebody within your race. You want to date a black man who makes, that made it lower. One is a black man who makes over 100,
a
six
random
figures.
Number, yeah.
Yeah, $100,000 or 6 figures. And then who was a certain height, which made it even lower because everybody wants somebody that's 6 feet tall.
They do.
And a certain age and not married. Mm-hmm. You came down to 0.10%.
Yeah, it was a 0.0000.
It was low. And, and my theory was, because I talked to some clients in the gym, was a lot of that comes from, there have been a lot of black men being incarcerated. Mm-hmm. So you can't date anybody that's in jail. You could, because they certainly doing it. No shade to anybody. But, you can't really be productive with somebody that much and they in jail or, they're just not there.
And it probably cuts down your requirements that you put in. You most likely not coming out of jail making 6 figures. You know what I'm saying?
And then who's to say that person that you want that's in that small percentage even wants you?
That part.
Facts.
You looking for, Mr. Tall, dark, and handsome, and he's with somebody that doesn't look like you.
What my mama say? If he can't use your comb, don't bring him home. That's my mama used to say to me, y'all. But I'm just saying. But to your point, dating outside your race is also very taboo in our culture as far as women are concerned. I'm gonna just put that out there too.
Because the guys be on a white girl and say,
"Oh hell yeah, that's funny as hell."
Not me personally. I've kind of dated. Outside of my race, but
never. I have not.
I don't even consider it dating, but I've tested the waters.
Hey, before you go on to the next subject, man. So look, I got a dad joke.
Oh God.
Hey, look, man. So what did the ocean say to the beach?
What did the ocean say to the beach?
Yeah, that's one easy. Nothing. It's just waves.
You done figured it out, man. You couldn't know.
Hey, you gonna have to come up with something better next time.
That was lame. All right.
I be on it. Like if it's riddles and stuff, I'd be like, okay, calculating.
That's crazy. Smart ass.
Nah, I was just literally doing some riddles the other day. So the question: should successful women lower their standards? You being a successful
woman.
woman.
Looking at me for that. I don't know. I mean, I like to think of it as me having the Cinderella syndrome. Y'all know what that is? Mm-hmm. So, you do?
Go ahead and explain it to D, because I don't think you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Cinderella syndrome is basically when we were little girls, every little girl got read a Cinderella or a princess type story.
Oh, yeah.
So we are always going to, very young, identify as the princess. So we want that knight in shining armor to come rescue us, or that prince to choose us out of all the people in the ball, right?
Yeah, that is so lame.
Yeah, but everybody in Princess and Knight in Shining Armors.
The reason I'm saying it to say this, the reason we think that way is because we've been taught that from a very young age. I know it sounds real crazy, but I really believe in that theory. So for me specifically, it's hard for me to be who I am, and I am not trying to brag at all, but be who I am and have the portfolio that I have and be able to date somebody who has that same requirement or that same portfolio. Mm-hmm. And I've definitely tried, but they're very cocky. So that's like,
so people who make just as much money as you, they act cocky.
Yeah. So like, for example, talking to a guy one time,
Yeah, just
First
let
question
y'all know she making a lot of money. She makes 6 figures. So
Don't
if you're
be
looking for,
telling me.
so if you're looking for a woman,
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? And she work out.
No, but I was talking to a guy one time, and one of the first questions he asked me was what I bring to the table. That question alone bothers me because that means you're trying to talk to me under a condition. I don't like that. So that was strike number one. But he wanted to then roll out his stats, right? I make X amount of dollars. I don't have no kids. I'm this age. I'm loyal. I just need somebody to do this, and this, right?
he wants you to fit in some type of mold.
A box, yes. And for me, being who I am, I don't do that. I'm definitely
When she say being who I am to mean big dog, big court dude.
I personally am not gonna fit into anybody's box. Either you take me as I am, or we just not gonna make it. And it is what it is. But when you say, should we lower our standards to a degree, and what's acceptable to you?
Okay, can I jump in real quick?
Yes.
So me personally, I don't really feel like, you know what I'm saying, the women should actually lower their standards, but I do feel like I should be more open.
or be more reasonable.
Yeah.
In what regard, though? Like, what do you compromise on?
I don't know.
I feel like that's
I don't know if this is just
Okay,
I don't know if this is just a woman thing, but I feel like a lot of women, y'all want just perfect.
No. But, okay.
As close as you can
Not
to get to
everybody, a lot.
as close as you can to get to perfect. Even just from a personal training standpoint, y'all can get y'all stomach flat, but it ain't like flat. Like it's just like this. And you ain't happy.
That's true. That's
Alana,
Or with your
Alana.
body, like for women who don't want to work out, they get surgery. Y'all keep going back and back. And I heard that getting surgery can be addictive.
Yeah.
You keep going back and back trying to hit that perfect mark. Like it's just something
It's
about
just
this
one
nose.
thing I want to change. It's just one more thing I want. I mean, I get it because being a woman, you gonna definitely critique yourself harder than anybody else. So I get why.
I want to talk about that so bad, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
Next episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I want to talk about it for real. But
So what do you say? So you don't think that the women should lower their standards?
Nah, I don't think that should lower them. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Maybe
personally,
just a little bit.
Yeah, just be a little more open. And when I say that, it's just be. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? Just be a little more open. Because some guys, I know that, you know what I'm saying, they're actually good dudes, but they may not make enough. But they can make that up in different ways, just as far as being a man in a relationship and, you know what I'm saying, and being a father or whatever.
Right.
So just be a little more open. Some women, lately, it's about the dollar with a lot of women. I'm not going to say all, but it's about the dollar with a lot of women. So if you ain't really not making what they're making, they probably going to try to hold you. And I ain't even trying to say it like that over, you know what I'm saying, but they going to try to hold you. You know what I'm saying? They take advantage of you, or it's a little more manipulative. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys
Don't
lost
no guy want to be through that. I don't think women want to be through that either, but like especially men.
I mean, older men will take.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, I can
I'm
see
not
it.
trying to put nobody out there, but Portia Williams and her husband, they don't match. But he got bread and she fine. Like,
I don't think I know who those people are.
you don't know who Portia
Do you think
Williams is?
you think they're a
I
good
need to
couple?
get to
I
it.
think I only know because she went viral because she went viral and she went
Yes.
went from being married to marrying the best friend.
Yes.
She went from
think I
friend
heard
to friend.
So like she's on the Housewives, to his point, right? And she was married before, and she is accustomed to a certain lifestyle. She makes that very clear about herself. And then her friend was married to a guy, they got divorced, and then she went in and was like, shit, he got some bread, I'm gonna go in.
That's lame.
And although she won't openly admit it, I think everybody can kind of see that that's the premise behind their relationship. She's beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. And older men will accommodate someone who I ain't gonna say they know, but you have an inkling. Like, this lady is out my league. You get what I'm saying?
As far as what look wise,
Look-wise, yeah. This lady out, like, have you seen? I wish you could pull it up.
I know African.
Have you seen
it's like
him?
African dude. Who he look like? He looked like Jada Kiss mixed with a Ninja Turtle, something like that.
But I mean, it goes both ways, right? Like, women are historically known for marrying up for status, for money, for family security. Whereas men, see now, especially as they get more NBA players, all of that, they'll marry these impossibly beautiful women because that's what represents them now.
That's what they want.
Right.
They want somebody like.
And they ugly, and they be straight busted.
The basketball players?
Yes.
Because they want somebody with money. Women don't want pretty boys like you probably thought they did in high school. You thought you probably had to be a pretty boy to get the woman. As you got older, you just need to be mature and look like you have power, have an essence of power. Be what's it called? Charismatic.
Yeah.
people will love charismatic people. It don't even matter how you look anymore. And if you got money, that means that, shoot, I can live the life that I want to live. Like, you know, and some women, they know they finna cheat. Some women know they finna cheat.
They already know what they're doing.
So that brings me to my next question. How much do you want your partner to make? How much do you think your partner, like you're dating and stuff? You want the cocky, you know, person.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and that was just
now. And imagine if it was even more, because like I said, women are like there's a larger amount of women trying to date a smaller amount of men.
Yes.
Period. And then the smaller amount of men that they actually want.
Like the more successful a woman is, the people that she can choose from, the individuals she can choose from become smaller and smaller. And that's a very true statement.
Yeah. So like, and then they say as men, they go up the social status scale. They have more variety. Women, as they go up. Men
normally will date down.
Yeah.
And they're okay with that.
And as women go up, they have a smaller amount.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly.
So you're making all this money. You don't have, women, you have less options. But what do you think about that? How much do you want your partner to make? Or what do you think will be comfortable for you based off of your experience dating somebody who made a lot of money?
I never have dated anybody who had a lot of money. But for me to be comfortable, I would take someone making $80,000 a year.
You think $80,000 a year is good?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I think that's upper middle class.
So what if somebody had came to you with the qualities and they only made $40,000?
I mean, how they managing their money. That's also important to me, like how people manage their money, because it doesn't necessarily mean because you make an $80,000 a year that you actually know how to manage your money.
I support that.
Yeah,
I support that.
I've dated plenty of broke women, and I want a woman that makes money as much.
Yeah, he said that to me before, and I looked at him like, "Are you serious?"
I dated a lot of broke women because, you know, like I said, we and then I'm not like, and I think one of the reasons is that men date across and down is they're not looking for security. They're not looking for security from a woman. You know what I'm saying?
What are y'all looking for though when it comes to this situation?
I think it varies from person to person, but people are definitely looking for a partner.
Partner, yeah. I was a friend.
They're looking for a partner. And that means if I have to do something, you're going to support me in some type of way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? For me, I don't think everybody is like that, but
No, I agree with that.
I like, my ideal life is me, my partner, you know, she getting money, however she can get money, or I'm getting money and you support me getting money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you supported me getting money, then that can, you know, double what I'm making.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter whether you worked or not, as long as you was doing something for like the potential family that we'll possibly be having.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with somebody like that, you know, that's on you, taking care of you as far as like the things that you can't get to right away, you know, that works well for me. So if she works, you know, and wants to contribute $60,000, that'd be cool. You know what I'm saying?
60,000.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what's one of the things. How important is it for your partner to be financially successful? Dion, let me go ahead. How important is that for your partner to be financially successful?
How important is it for your partner to be financially successful? I think it's actually kind of very important. You know what I'm saying? So it all really depends on what you call financially successful, because a lot of people may feel like they already financially successful depending on their situation. But if I'm looking at financially successful, as long as, you know, so we got things taken care of as far as things the house, and we able to, you know, do what we want to do, along with, you know what I'm saying, having backup, you know what I'm saying, I think that's actually financially successful. So pretty much just, I think that's important, man, to where you can actually still have fun. And, you know, you're not really struggling. So I think that's actually a good thing. And it also balances out the relationship or the marriage, too.
And I'm assuming that you probably think that that's important, too.
Yeah, a reason I think it's important is because you never know what can happen from day to day, right?
And you're not trying to have no house father.
Well, I just always followed the rule of, can we live off one income? And if we can, then we good. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it's important.
So what is that? Can we live, like, what type of living you trying to do? Trying to just scrape by? Or can we, like, survive? Or can we, like... I would be more accustomed to at least having a savings, like still being able to maintain a savings account. Does more money in a relationship mean more power?
Power?
More power.
It depends on who you dating.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that too.
Yeah, because I just feel like some people can, they get carried away with that. And like I said, that individual that I was talking to, I feel like he was one of those individuals. Like, I know I make X amount of dollars, so I need you to do this, that, and the third.
more money is it's almost like carrying around a pistol. You know what I'm saying? It gives you a sense of confidence. You know,
some women that take it. The women love. I feel like women love to do things that men have been doing notoriously for a long time. So they feel like that it's just like, yeah, I'm getting you back.
I feel like we can be emasculating in some aspects when it comes to that. I can see that.
And I don't think as many men try to make people feel lesser than. Mm-hmm. They just feel like this is the role I'm supposed to take. I'm supposed to be paying for everything and stuff like that. But some women nowadays feel like, I ain't finna have you doing all this stuff for me so that, you can throw it in my face later versus looking at it as a, hey, this is what we do type of thing. And I want your opinion about what do you think happens to the women who don't find a man within that financial range? Who don't find a man within that financial range?
Within the woman's financial range?
Yeah. I feel like when women can't find what they want, they finna just find another woman.
Oh, damn.
Whoa.
That's how you feel?
Okay. he went outside with that.
I was expecting you to say that.
Hey, Don DeMarco.
They be like, you know what? If I wanted this type of man, I might as well just give me a woman. And they get them a woman.
I don't agree.
That's another conversation. That's another conversation
like,
too. That we're gonna have to say that.
Okay, so what do women do when they can't find? Is it just like the Cinderella effect for the rest of their life, or do you think at some point in time they say?
I do. I think at some point, because our biological clocks tick. Like, I'm 37 years old and I still haven't found anybody that I could date.
You thought she was younger.
Yeah, I know. Black girl magic is fine. But, no, but like
do you feel like as time went by, you've just been like, okay, I'm gonna just take this on.
I'm going to have to compromise to his point. Like, I have to compromise like my expectations. He might not be as tall as I want him to be. And that's a superficial want of mine. I have to realize that, you know what I mean? Or he may not he might have too many kids, but is he taking care of them? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those types of things I would have to really look into in order for me to get to a point of settling with someone.
Yeah. I think another thing...
If the finances were an issue, yeah.
I think another thing that's happening as far as within the Black community, when you can't find anybody in the Black community that fits that description, you go outside. And it's hard. I can promise you, every woman that I've talked to, it's very hard for us to date outside our race.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a hang-up of ours. It really is. I promise. That's another subject. I promise it is. But that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah. Because like just tradition. The traditions are different. And then like, there's always ignorant people within like people's families and stuff like that. When you deal with ignorant people outside of your race and somebody else's family, you know what I'm saying, that can put you in a really uncomfortable position.
Yep.
But that's what's happening. And then another thing off of that was they were questioning, it was a Black female lawyer that was questioning, I guess, going through whatever trial you have to go through to be a judge. And they were saying that majority of the Black women who were judges were married to white women. And I was like, well, will you being married to a Black man, be different from the other judges, or and we talked about why was it was that way. But that's for another subject though. So
hey, let me ask a question though. So you got a female here, right? So how do you feel, or how do y'all, if you can speak for women, how do you feel when y'all see a successful Black man with a white woman?
All right, so listen.
Hold on, we don't got another 30 minutes.
Hey, for real.
I'm not gonna
Part 2.
I'm not gonna lie. For a while, it irritated the fuck out of me for a long time. But I also have to understand that it's not all women that feel that way. I know for a lot of Black women, we do feel that way because it's like, why you couldn't find nobody?
Yeah,
like us?
And I don't think it's like to intentionally.
No, but I feel like the representation throughout history has been once you get a certain amount of money, you go for someone like we're not good enough, and I think that's why the dislike is there. It's like we're not good enough to be married to this individual or be married to someone who makes enough money. Yeah. And so I think that's why for a long time for me, it was like, are you fucking serious? Another one? But, but at the same time, you never know what their relationship is genuinely. So you don't want to keep continuing to judge people.
It's like when you go to different places, there's not always going to be a lot of Black people there either. So
right. When you get to certain levels, they're not the same type of people that you had when you was playing in high school.
They're not going to always be, what is it called? Your peers.
Exactly.
So we finna go ahead and wrap it up. All right. I want to thank Courtney for coming in today. Let's clap it up for her.
You did that.
Yep. So, and like again, if anybody is trying to get on the podcast, just go ahead, email us, IG us, however you can contact us. We're going to be trying to get a podcast done every month, every couple of weeks, depending on what type of time that we got. Overall of this is just to kind of like put in your mind and kind of think about, what are your expectations from people, because I'm going to make another podcast. I really want to talk about that bringing to the table quote.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Hey. I want to talk about bringing it to the table. At first I was like, okay, and I was listening. Then I was like, this question's starting to get stupid. All right, but again, thanks for coming in for our second episode of Cuttin' Up.
Takeover film.